Okay, so I just finished the rest of the album. Dude, it's a good album, man. It is definitely up there with the top. It's in the top 5 greatest Megadeth albums of all time. And it could be fourth, it even could be third. It's that good. Okay? So there's a lot, throughout listening to the album, there's a good amount of experience where it's like I'm feeling disappointed, where I'm like, oh. And then it turns it around. It'll turn, like, okay, so I was real excited. Halfway through the album, I'm like, this is fucking killer shit, right? And so then I do my little review of half of the album, and then I go back and I'm listening, and then I'm listening to the last 3 songs, and I think the last 2 of the 3 songs I listened to, I started to get this sense of like, oh, maybe this, there's a couple songs that aren't so, and I'll be like halfway through a song thinking, yeah, this one's kind of maybe average or whatever, and almost feeling like let down, and then it'll throw something in the song and it'll just be like, wow, that is fucking cool. Where you start feeling like you're disappointed about a song, and then halfway through it, it's just like it pulls you right out of it, and it's like, oh yeah, motherfucker, like they're doing it on purpose. Like they're kind of like getting you to think, this song is just average, and then nope, boom, it's like bam, and it does that a lot through the whole album. But towards the tail end of the album, they really start having fun with it, and I'm finding myself laughing, like every second or third song, I'm just laughing because, dude, there's total comedy in this, in these songs. It's just. It's just a really well fucking put together album, and they executed it well. Like these guys know what they're doing with this shit. Like they know how to fucking, play with emotions and stuff. And the other thing I noticed overall too, this album doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, you just it's just something you really have to experience, and you really have to pay attention to. It's one of these albums where the only way you're going to really truly find the greatness is by just paying attention to what the fuck they're doing. What their musicianship is top fucking notch. The songs are very well put together, and they're extremely well executed. Like when I'm sitting here like feeling disappointed 1/3 of the way through a song because I'm thinking, oh, I thought this one was gonna be fucking, and it's kind of like it turned out to be kind of average. 1/3 of the way through a song, I'm thinking that, and then it, like, all of a sudden the song turns around and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Or I start laughing because there's some, like, they're doing this shit intentionally. This is part of the execution of the song, is to get all these different feelings and stuff. And there's humor in the way the music is put together. There's humor in the lyrics, but there's like super badassery all throughout with all the players. Badassery with Dave Mustaine as a front man, and with the bass player, of course, as always. This drummer guy, I don't know who he is, but super fucking badass. And the other guitar player, fucking amazing shit, dude. So anyway, that's just what I think. This is just what I think, Maybe I'm just so impressed with Megadeth, what they've done, that maybe it's, to me, I'm kind of more white-pilled, but I don't think so. I think that some years down the road, people are going to look back at this album as this is like this is one of the greats. This is one of the great Megadeth albums. This is up there in the top 3 or 4 fucking greatest Megadeth albums of all fucking time. So those are my final thoughts. It's a good album. It's fucking badass when it needs to be. It's funny when it needs to be, and it keeps the listener wondering and in anticipation and stuff. And it's really more for the old school Megadeth fans, because I mean it's for everybody, I'm sure, but old school Megadeth fans who have been listening to Megadeth since the early '80s and shit are gonna really understand more what this album is about. Are gonna find the treasures hidden within a lot more easily than someone who isn't as experienced in Megadeth and what Megadeth is about and stuff, and who the key players like Dave Mustaine are. It is, dude. They crushed it. They crushed it with this album. It is fucking good. So I always, for the most part, keep in close by me the four main staples of Megadeth, which is Peace Sells, and it's all the original recordings, none of them remastered. I keep close by Peace Sells, So Far So Good So What, Rust in Peace, and Countdown to Extinction. Those are the main staples of Megadeth. All the original recordings, not the remaster. And I'm telling you, this fucking album is getting included as the fifth one. I've gone through fucking years, 2 or 3 years, where all I listened to is Megadeth. And the only Megadeth I would listen to were those 4 albums. And the only recordings were the originals. I would not listen to the remastered. And that's all I listened to was those 4 albums for like 2 years straight. In the last handful of years. Like, that's all I would ever listen to. I didn't want to hear anything else. I was done. It was like, fuck you, Megadeth. You know, there is no music, only Megadeth. Fuck you. And I'm telling you, this album right here is added to that collection. So now it's 5. This is a great album. This is a fucking badass album. And it makes me want to start investigating. I really need to really sit with Euthanasia. I don't know that Euthanasia is going to have the impact on me that this album had. Maybe so. I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong. But this one, dude, this is a keeper. This one is a keeper. This goes in the definitely 100% top 5 greatest Megadeth albums of all fucking time. And it possibly can be better than one of the 4 I referenced. It's a great album. So there you have it. That's my take.